I want to start by saying something very important. Intimacy is not just about mechanics. It's about connection, communication, and understanding what truly makes a woman feel wanted, cherished, and safe. I know this may sound simple, but as a urologist who has spoken with hundreds of couples, I can tell you, most people get this wrong. They think foreplay is just a quick warm-up or a step to get to the main event. But the truth is, the right kind of foreplay can transform not just her experience, but yours too. And I'm here to guide you through exactly what that is. The kind of foreplay that never fails for any woman because it's rooted in biology, psychology, and empathy. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you really asked your partner what she enjoys? And I mean really listened, not just assumed. Go ahead, think about it for a moment. This video is going to be different because I'm not going to give you vague suggestions. I'm going to show you actionable, scientifically supported ways to ensure she feels desired, relaxed, and ready, without pressure, without performance anxiety, and without confusion. I also want you to comment below after watching. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to foreplay? I read every comment, and this helps me understand how to make this advice even more useful. First, let's talk about mindset. Before you even touch her, the first step is creating an environment of emotional safety. Women are more likely to respond positively when they feel connected and cared for. That doesn't mean you need candles, soft music, or a fancy setup, though those can help. It means showing genuine interest, attentiveness, and patience. Ask her about her day. Make her feel seen. A simple compliment or acknowledgement like, "I've been thinking about you all day," can be more powerful than any physical touch. Foreplay begins with communication. Now, let's move to touch. One of the biggest mistakes I see is rushing straight to the erogenous zones. Sure, they're important, but starting there without build-up can make the experience feel mechanical. Instead, focus on a slow, intentional exploration of her body. Lightly tracing her arms, neck, and shoulders can awaken the senses. Use your hands, your lips, or even gentle brushing with a feather or soft fabric. The key here is patience and attention. Notice how she responds. Which areas make her sigh, which areas make her smile. Remember, this isn't a checklist, it's a conversation with her body. Another often overlooked factor is the power of scent and pheromones. Women are incredibly sensitive to scent, even subconsciously. Simple things like wearing a light, pleasant scent or ensuring you're freshly showered can make a huge difference. Some studies show that pheromones play a subtle but significant role in attraction and arousal. So take care of your personal hygiene. It's not just about being polite, it's about enhancing her experience from the moment you enter the room. Next, let's discuss the importance of anticipation. Psychological arousal often begins well before any physical touch. A teasing text during the day, a lingering look, or a whispered compliment can set the stage for a night she will remember. Anticipation creates tension in a positive way. It makes touch feel electric. Many men underestimate how much this builds desire. Think of it as foreplay for the mind, not just the body. Now, I want to focus on one of the most reliable methods that I've seen work repeatedly: the use of gradual varied stimulation. Women have diverse preferences, and the same technique won't work for everyone, but a pattern of gentle variety almost always succeeds. Start with broad, comforting touch, move to areas of heightened sensitivity, and intersperse kisses, caresses, and whispers of reassurance. Pay attention to her breathing and body language. These are your guides. She will tell you exactly what she likes if you pay attention. Communication doesn't end when the touching begins. Ask questions, but not in a clinical way. Phrases like, "Do you like this?" or "Does this feel good?" are perfect. but you can also use subtle cues. I want to know what makes you feel amazing. You want her to feel safe expressing her pleasure without judgment. Some women respond to verbal guidance, while others prefer nonverbal cues. Either way, make her comfort your priority. Another powerful, often neglected aspect is mental presence. Many men are physically present, but mentally elsewhere, thinking about performance, ejaculation, or timing. I can't stress enough. Being fully present with her transforms the experience. Watch her reactions, synchronize with her breathing, mirror her movements. When you focus entirely on her pleasure, it amplifies the physiological response. This isn't just psychological. Studies show that genuine attention can increase blood flow sensitivity and overall arousal. Let's talk about oral foreplay. This is an area that many men avoid because they're unsure or nervous, but when done thoughtfully, it's one of the most effective forms of stimulation. The key is patience, rhythm, and responsiveness. Begin slowly, explore variations in pressure and speed, and always pay attention to her verbal and nonverbal feedback. Remember, this is a skill that can be learned. It's not about technique alone. It's about empathy, attentiveness, and adaptability. Hands are another incredible tool. Don't just focus on obvious erogenous zones. The inner thighs, neck, lower back, and scalp can all be highly sensitive when touched with intention. Alternate between soft and firm, slow and quick, broad strokes, and pinpoint touches. Again, the key is observation. Let her reactions guide your next move. Women respond to novelty and variation more than repetition. The more attuned you are, the more effective your touch will be. Now, I need to address a topic that is often taboo, but absolutely relevant. Verbal foreplay. Words can be as powerful as touch. Compliments, expressions of desire, and soft encouragement can amplify arousal. Even gentle moans or whispering her name can make her feel deeply desired. This doesn't require elaborate scripts. Authenticity is key. Speak from your heart. Focus on what you genuinely feel and let that guide your words. A critical but overlooked element is rhythm and pacing. Rushing foreplay can create tension, anxiety, and even discomfort. Take your time, pay attention to her cues, and allow her body to guide the tempo. Sometimes, lingering in one spot, enjoying a single sensation for longer than expected, creates more pleasure than moving rapidly from one touch to another. Think of it as a dance. Sync with her rhythm, and the results will naturally follow. Another powerful technique is incorporating mutual touch. Encourage her to explore your body as well. This shared experience builds intimacy and reduces self-consciousness. When she sees that her pleasure is important to you and that you're equally engaged, it enhances trust and connection, making foreplay more effective. Mutual touch is not just physical, it's emotional reinforcement of desire and partnership. It's also essential to consider external factors. Comfort, lighting, temperature, and even background noise can influence arousal. A chilly room or uncomfortable bedding can subconsciously distract her. Simple adjustments like warm sheets, soft fabrics, or dim lighting create an environment where she can fully relax and enjoy the experience. Again, foreplay is more than touch. It's creating the right conditions for pleasure. Now, let's touch on something crucial: variety. Women's preferences can vary not only from person to person, but also day to day. What works one night may not work the next. That's why the most reliable foreplay includes flexibility and creativity. Rotate techniques, combine sensory experiences, touch, taste, sound, and stay observant. Being adaptive is more important than mastering a single method. Let me also emphasize the importance of aftercare. Many men stop once intercourse or climax occurs, but the final moments of intimacy are equally important. Gentle touch, cuddling, and verbal affirmation reinforce connection and trust. Aftercare is not optional. It's an extension of foreplay, ensuring she feels cherished and appreciated throughout the experience. Finally, I want to share the single most important takeaway. Foreplay is not a one-size-fits-all formula. There is no magical sequence that works for every woman, but there is a consistent principle: attentiveness, patience, communication, and genuine presence. These 4 pillars will never fail because they address her needs holistically, emotionally, mentally, and physically. When you integrate these into your approach, you're not just performing foreplay, you're creating an experience of connection, trust, and shared pleasure. I want you to remember this. The goal of foreplay is not to rush to a destination. It's about the journey, the shared intimacy, and the deep understanding of your partner's body and mind. If you commit to listening, observing, and responding authentically, you will succeed every time. And here's the empowering part. These skills are learnable. You don't need natural talent, you need awareness, patience, and willingness to engage. Before we wrap up, I want you to take one small action tonight. It can be as simple as asking your partner what she enjoys most, or spending 5 uninterrupted minutes exploring touch without expectation. Comment below what you're going to try first. I read every comment, and it's inspiring to see people genuinely improving their relationships and intimacy. So, to summarize everything I've shared, start with emotional connection, focus on attentive and varied touch, incorporate anticipation, rhythm, and verbal engagement, remain fully present, adapt to her responses, and never neglect aftercare. Follow these principles, and you'll see foreplay transform from a routine into a deeply fulfilling experience for both of you. Remember, intimacy is not about tricks or quick fixes. It's about presence, understanding, and genuine desire to create pleasure together. When you approach it with that mindset, you're not just performing foreplay, you're nurturing a connection that deepens over time, strengthens your bond, and ensures both partners feel valued, desired, and understood. Take this knowledge, practice it mindfully, and watch how it changes your relationships. I promise, the rewards are profound, lasting, and incredibly satisfying.